Hey guys, how y'all doing? This is Dream Moves Tarot here for another reading for the sign of Libra. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for those who subscribe, those who recently subscribed, and those who subscribe in the near future. All is welcome. Cross watchers, grab a seat. All right, I won't hold you guys any longer. Thank you so much for your continued lovely likes, comments, and shares, and continue subscribing to my channel. Greatly appreciated. There's no time, no gender in tarot. This is why I highly recommend that you guys subscribe, because you just never know when you need to hear this. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. All right. Hope you guys are feeling good. All right, feeling highly favored. Happy Sunday. I don't know when you're gonna get this or when I'm gonna put it out, but it's Sunday right now. All right, but let's get into your reading. Ancestors, angels, okay. Universe, any messages you would like for me to relay back to the sign of Libra, please and thank you. All right, Four of Cups, as well as the Two of Wands in reverse. Okay, like what's going on, guys? I mean, and then with the Fool card here, as well as the overall message is the Sun card. All right, some of you guys are definitely canceling, rejecting certain people, all right, in your life at this moment. I feel as though some of you guys are out dating, and if you're out dating, it's a bare minimum. You guys are not really trying to put yourself out there, okay? And some of you guys are just you're not ready for anyone who's gonna be playing in your face, okay? And I feel as though some of you guys have been challenged with certain people in order for you to know your worth, okay? Understand what you're going to tolerate and what you're not going to tolerate, okay? And some people can't understand why are you so adamant about knowing about them a little bit more. Some of them probably think you're being too nosy or being too judgmental. It's not about being too judgmental or being too nosy. You're just being being precautious about holding, like, I hope that's the how I'm saying it. It's because you do not want to run into someone that's going to take your kindness for weakness, because you know what it feels like to being taken advantage of, being ridiculed, being laughed at. All right, and some people feel as though holding on to knowing you more than you know them is a leverage, where in reality, when you're trying to get to know someone, you're not trying to one up them. You're not trying to make them feel less than, or make them think that you're just trying to run a game. Sooner or later, once you start to get comfortable with them, remember that you're not the only one the only one who has a past. You're just different on how you approach your situation moving forward in your present time, okay? Versus other people who has a past, still is on the healing journey, and they ain't even aware that they're on their healing journey, okay? Rejecting anything that comes is not healthy without giving them the opportunity to get to know you, okay? Communicate. Voice your opinion, voice what you feel that you're not okay with. Let this person know without feeling like, because I feel like there's a person that you're dealing with who feels that you're judging them, that you're a little bit too judgmental, or you're a little bit too picky about certain things, okay? Allow them to understand that you're not being picky. It's just that you don't want them to get too comfortable without them being aware that this may not fly with you, or this may not align with how you move or operate in a connection. Some people won't know unless you communicate with them. But it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. It's your deliverance, okay? And when you deliver certain messages, you have to be mindful of certain people's sensitivity, or certain people's love language, okay? And when you walk into connections and unknown connections and people that differ from what you're used to, okay? Because it's not that you have a type, but sometimes we don't even know consciously that we walk into connections, all right, with people that are a replica of the people that we've dealt with and that we no longer want to deal with anymore. And why? Is because we're so used to of how they treated us, how we were able to be immune to how they treated us, how we were okay with it, all right, and how we adjusted to it. Now that you realize those things, you don't want to adjust, you don't want to settle. You don't want this person to think that you're gonna just be some yes ma'am, yes sir, and just fly with whatever it is that they want, even if you feel like that's not what you did. But if you really think about it and start to think about all those people that you dealt with, what are the similarities? What are the similarities to them? Why are we always walking into things that we know that we do not no longer want afterwards, but yet we are we objective to them, like we accept those things, knowing that that's not something we're not going to allow continuously, but because we allow it in the beginning, we eventually subside and just okay with it, and then eventually later on, now there's a problem. And now this person's like, whoa, 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 where this problem came from, because no one decided to discuss the issue in the beginning. And this is what you're trying to do now. And you may are coming off hostile, or you may be coming off judgmental, or like not rational about certain things. And not saying that you're going there like but it's like I said, your deliverance. It may come off to the person that you're too bossy, too picky, all right, too uptight. And some of y'all probably like, no, that's it. But then kind of, if you really sit and think about it, like, yeah, all right, I kind of see why they would think that. Okay. And it's okay. It's a learning curve. Just like it's a learning curve for them to know that you can deliver these messages, and you may now all of a sudden know how to deliver it quietly, respectfully, okay, with compassion, with understanding. And if they cannot maneuver and try to see you in that level, then 711 definitely look that up, angel number. Then that's just something that it just goes to show that this is not someone that you can continue in a connection with, versus what I mean by relationship. Because you can be friends with people, because I think some of you guys need to get into the mood and the mode of sharing connections with people without feeling like you got to jump into a relationship. That way you understand, and that way they understand, maybe this is something I do want to pursue, versus later on, like, damn, if I knew it, we should have started to get to know each other as friends, and that way we knew each other's in and outs and flaws and all, and if that's something that I'm going to accept later on in the long run. Okay. And you just don't want to be played like no sucker, because you have done that in the past. You have felt in love and thought that you was going to create this beautiful life with this person, and this person has so much baggages behind them. You want someone, and this is why you're asking questions about your connection this time around, is because you don't want to accept someone who thinks or presents themselves as being whole, and everything's good, when in reality it's all in shambles at, like, overall, because people will paint a good picture in the beginning, and then in reality there's a lot of things that's going on. There's baby mama drama, baby father drama. They're not really in a safe space, mentally, emotionally, and physically. They say that they have all these things that's going on for themselves, when in reality there is nothing going on. Okay. And you just you don't want to settle. You don't want to settle. You don't want to be misunderstood, and you don't want to misunderstand anyone else either. Okay? So you're looking forward for what's coming. You're allowing what goes, and you're just standing up for yourself. Excuse me, but learn to stand up for yourself in a positive way. Okay? And not feel like you have to be precise about certain things, every little thing. Allow someone to be themselves. Allow them to be themselves. Allow them to show you who they are. So that way you can also make your decision without judgment, but your decision, if this is something that is going to meet your needs in the long run. Okay? As versus their needs too. Okay? But that's all I have for you guys. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Greatly appreciate it. Namaste.